He thought she'd never leave, until her silence became the goodbye. There's something incredibly powerful about a woman's silence, especially when it's used as the final word. For so long, she may have spoken with her heart, communicated her needs, and tried to reach him in ways that felt meaningful. But after a while, the words start to lose their impact. When she begins to withdraw, when she starts to quiet down, it's no longer just about the things left unsaid. It's about the deeper truth that's been building for far too long. He never thought she would leave. In his mind, she was the one who would always be there, the one who would always work through the issues, who would keep showing up no matter what. He underestimated the quiet power of her resolve. She didn't need to make a big scene or have a dramatic confrontation. She had already made her decision, and the silence was her declaration. There were no more pleas, no more requests, no more hoping he would change. The emotional exhaustion had settled in, and with it came the peace of knowing she didn't need to keep fighting for something that wasn't going to fulfill her. For him, this silent shift might have been the wake-up call he never saw coming. Maybe he thought he could get away with giving less, with ignoring her needs, with letting things simmer on low. But silence speaks volumes. The absence of words can say more than any argument ever could. It's the moment she stops begging for attention, the moment she stops explaining why she deserves more, the moment she's no longer willing to chase after someone who has stopped seeing her. What he doesn't understand is that this silence isn't about punishing him. It's about reclaiming her peace. It's about letting go of the emotional labor she's carried alone for so long. She's finally realizing that her worth isn't tied to his approval or attention, and she doesn't need to continue sacrificing herself for someone who can't meet her halfway. She might have stayed in the past, hoping things would improve, praying he'd hear her without needing to scream. But over time, the hope faded, and what was left was a quiet understanding. The love she had for him was no longer enough to justify the emotional cost. And so, she let her silence do the talking. Her goodbye wasn't loud or dramatic. It was a quiet surrender to herself, a recognition that she was worthy of more than silence and neglect. She didn't need to say anything else. The absence of words spoke louder than any explanation ever could. Sometimes, leaving isn't about walking away with your head held high. Sometimes, it's about the quiet strength to choose yourself, even when the silence feels like the hardest goodbye. Do you agree with me? Please drop a yes if you do, and follow me to see more videos. God bless you.